think the partnership between an industrial company and the university is really important. To ignite the passion for what we do in the industry is important, and I think it can serve as a great igniter to the students to get excited and to be interested, to see real people doing this job that they're training for now. It can become an inspiration.
As teachers, as educators, our purpose is to really prepare students to go out into the workforce, and being able to stay connected in a meaningful way is really critical.
One of my mantras in my first year here has really been to focus on partnerships, identifying those entities, whether it's corporate, private, public, that have really already provided, I guess, skin in the game to help Lake State. Mission is definitely one of those. You came through and helped us when we had a fire recently. You provided resources. You've provided guidance and support for our students, our faculty. Further embracing our partnership and really identifying some key tenets to that partnership will be the next step going forward.
When the fire happened, we were all seniors and we were supposed to be practicing our presentations at the time. So all of us seniors walked up to Cass and saw the smoke, and needless to say, we were all pretty surprised by it.
I was in a Zoom meeting in my office, and fortunately there was no students in the lab at that time because they had something else going on. And we could smell that burning electronics smell. Open the door, smoke coming out of their back room. And we're like, what? And then the fire alarms took off, and people were like, out, get out of here.
We started evacuating people out of the building and backing us all up, and everyone's just like, what's going on? Because you never really think that something like that was going to ever happen.
And so there were multiple robot systems and so forth, and we then had to decide everything there has to go, even if it didn't burn or get fully damaged. They were damaged, period. If not for anything else, for suit.
It was kind of surreal to me, kind of hard to wrap my mind around, right? That type of equipment isn't off the shelf. It's not something that you can just snap your fingers and replace.
The result of everything, we reached out to Mission. Hey, would you be able to help us with this project? We need to rebuild. And of course, the reputation of Mission Design and Automation stood out, and there was no doubt. So the fact that, Mission said, yes, we can help you, and we could get on with this project was fantastic.
Thanks to Mission, we have received a few different machines that are going to be used throughout our robotics curriculum. Each one of them is going to be used in a slightly different way, but they're all going to be used in our courses, and our students are going to benefit by receiving some hands-on education throughout all our classes. We received MIR, industrial mobile robots with universal robot arms mounted on them. These are going to be used in our collaborative and mobile robotics courses. They're typical machines used in industries, so our students are going to be exposed to the standard collaborative robots like universal robots and mobile robots that are widely used in manufacturing industry. We have received 2 cells that are used mostly for research type projects or projects that we often do with industries where we're asked to test different scenarios. We also have another cell that's used for shoe polishing. We're gonna take this one to events to connect with our audience, whether that's high school students, college students, or even casual businessmen that want to get their shoes polished. Then we have category 4 that's sitting right here behind me. This one actually, we plan on using it to teach risk assessment. That's a very important topic in the robotics industry. And having a cell like this one is very important because it's not something that's going to be constantly touched and reprogrammed by students or others. We plan on keeping it as is, but instead we'll plan on using it to let the students perform risk assessments the way it's laid out by the RIA standards, so following the procedure detailed in the R1506 document.
I think the robots that Mission has brought to LSSU are going to be a huge boon. Already we've had students working on some of the robots in the labs using the UR arms for the mirrors for various demos and stuff. And I think as time goes on, it's only going to be more and more valuable for them to get that hands-on experience.
I think one of the most valuable parts of Lake State is the hands-on laboratory work. combined with the teaching of the professors and the problem solving that takes place. It's not just theoretical, it's not research, it's all of that plus hands-on problem solving. In real life, engineers deal with unknowns and problems that come up, and they have to know how to solve those and stick to it. And you only get that with hands-on experience. Quite often that's done when you get a job, but at Lake State you get to get it here as a student and be guided by professors who know what they're doing to teach you those skills.
The hands-on, the practical experience, like just walking through the lab and looking at what students get to do, like that's really cool. And that does not happen at every university at the undergraduate level.
Not having these machines would result in not having a realistic lab experience. As such, having the machines as a whole made the lab experience for the students so realistic that they can take this and basically run with it when they go to industry. They're ready to roll. They've already seen this technology. They've been exposed to it in academia, so they have a solid fundamental from which they can build on.
To be able to work with all these robotic systems, that's not something a lot of people get to do, especially at the university level. We're very fortunate to have all of these systems that were given to us.
With our students, I think culture is one of the biggest things that they look at and whether they have a good fit. So, I've talked to people that have been interns at Mission Design and Automation while they were at LSSU, and after graduation really didn't look anywhere else because of that. And the answer was, it's a perfect fit.
LSSU being a small school really got me that community feeling that I was looking for. And when I was looking for a job, I was looking for kind of that same environment of community and uplifting each other.
This experience from Mission has reaffirmed my career goals of working for a robotics integration company. I've absolutely loved my time on this project, and I'm actually going to be joining the Mission team in May when I graduate.
We do projects, but when a project is developed in collaboration with Mission, it's in a different league altogether. I mean, it's professional, it uses all the latest industry standards, it's using safety features. Those kind of partnerships have been fantastic.
One moment that will stick with me is probably the puck shooting system on the ice, because that was something that we wanted to do for a long time and couldn't do. So then at some point we were able to put that system on the ice, and it was nice seeing a system that we tested and Mission built and designed actually work, even in hard conditions like ice. So it was very interesting, and the audience was very happy to see that too.
The most valuable lesson I've learned from this project working with Mission would definitely be playing to each other's strengths. I mean, this project has been a huge group effort between a lot of different people, both at Mission and at Lake State, and just kind of getting everybody organized, figuring out what everybody's good at, and then putting them on parts of the project where they can really excel and make an impact.
Most valuable lesson that I've learned working on this project with Mission would be to keep communication open, kind of talk to everyone involved, talk to superiors, kind of make sure all of your team is up to date on what is happening at that current moment.
I think one of the best ways to recruit students is to give them a path from start to finish. And when that path involves a partner that's off campus that provides them hands-on experience, an opportunity to do internships in a real world type of environment, and an opportunity, a real opportunity, it sounds like, to get a job when you come out, there's no better recruiting message to students. And so I really appreciate the relationship that we already have.